I think it's due for some brakes. So
we're gonna take the shop truck.
we made it.
Evening shopping. Okay, well, we're gonna try and do our first drive. We're gonna see how it goes.
Uh-oh.
When I first put the lift on, it didn't have that brace. I actually made that brace on the top. It didn't come with it. But the first car I put up on it, it was like my wife's Escalade. And like the two posts were all like, you know, like moving as I started to put weight on it. And I go, and then I put that brace on the top. Wiggle test. Normal flex.
Should blur that out. You want to feel those both? Tell me which one you think, because they both feel similar, but one's... No, like on the thing.
I think this one will fit.
No, if you put it on the... Hey, last time I had issues with the... All right, so whatever, dude.
I understood what you said, but it was just too good.
No, it's fine. Whatever.
Special delivery. Hopefully, I can keep from breaking this one. I won't take that as a challenge, okay? Hard buying transmissions. So, what do we got behind me? The truck that hasn't been running for like ever because I broke it and then I broke another car and then I broke another car, and being that this was the second time I broke the transmission in it, and it was a fully built Paramount transmission. Bill out there, he's awesome, he knows his stuff. He did tell me that the transmission was good to about 800 horse, and I'm making like 1,000 at the tires, so not his fault. What I'm doing is I have, ta-da, a new transmission. And you can see it's actually been sitting here a little while because I wanted to give you guys the unveil of the new goods. So here it is. Not very exciting. So this truck will now no longer be four-wheel drive. It's going to be a two-wheel drive. Not that it really needed four-wheel drive. I mean, it would light up all four tires before. The cool thing with going two-wheel drive is I also am going to drop, we're going to weigh and see how much weight we actually lose. But I'm hoping maybe somewhere around 300 pounds because we're getting rid of the transfer case, we're getting rid of the front differential, we're getting rid of the front axles, the front drive line. And just to start with, this transmission is lighter than just the transmission by itself that's in the truck. So we'll see. I'm hoping that it's like 300 pounds. But the transmission that we went with is a full manual 4L80. So this is rated up to, they said, 1,500 horse. So what does that mean? We gotta make 1,500 horse. I mean, come on. If a little's good, a lot's better. It's like Christmas. But better, it's all everything exactly like I want.
I think there's plenty of fluid for it.
Yeah. So you can see it's got a different bell housing. So again, this is a Chevy transmission, but we're putting it to a Hemi. We've also got a flex plate that has the Hemi bolt pattern that then goes to the pattern and the correct spacing for the torque converter as well. Oh, this is a flexible filler and dipstick. Important to be able to know how to fill it and to make sure it's at the right level. So we got a dipstick there. They gave me, I say they gave me, I paid for it all. But we got a yoke we're gonna have to make a new drive line so it'll have the Chevy on the front and the Dodge in the back. Oh, we also got a heavy duty tranny mount. So that's one of the things that I'm going to have to do is we will see where the spacing is. More than likely, the cross member where the back of the transmission mounts is gonna be considerably farther forward, being this transmission is much smaller and shorter than my stock transmission. And this will bolt to the transmission and bolt to my new bracket that I make. Anyway, our transmission. So we're gonna take you along on doing the swap. We'll see how much weight we lose. Then we're gonna go rip this sucker around, maybe do some good donuts.
Well, so I'm just cranking. I'm taking everything apart that we need to, and I didn't understand that Dave meant the cross member has to come out at a later point. So I tried to take it out and it fell.
Oh.
So it, nice.
It is now two-wheel drive. I feel like it's tradition when you do have open headers, you just, you know.
Oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
There it goes.
Ta-da!
The axle. Well, to get this last bolt out, I might need.
Are you saying you are too weak? Are you saying you're too weak to pull out the diff?
No.
No, I'll get this.
Right. Okay, this is our super high-tech way of measuring
Super accurate.
the weight of our items, because frankly, this is all we got.
You're gonna be doxxed on me.
I know that there's gonna be some people out there that are just thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Dave like weighs that much. Or maybe you're like, hey, I'm surprised because Dave looks like he's a lot fatter than that. Dave weighs 198.4.
First up.
I just ate and had a Mountain Dew. Okay. Whoa! 274.
Yeah, you were about right. Almost close to an 80
Damn, I
pounds.
was riding about an 80-pound bag of concrete.
Steady. 238. Okay. Oh, this is actually light. 227. 26, whatever. 14. 145. And then there's the weight that we're gonna lose just off of the transmission, because the transmission by itself, it's a freaking 6-speed that's heavy, plus the transfer case.
The final bolt is gone.
So now,
Definitely is thicker.
what?
Thicker.
Oh yeah.
Girthier. And then freaking dipstick.
I don't think you could pick this one up by yourself without hurting a cookie.
All right, well, we know there's definite weight savings.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's our guess?
I think 50 to 75 pound difference.
You got to pick a number, because this is about who actually wins. Is it 50 or is it 75 or is it 68? I think 62. Trevor, are you gonna enter into the?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 58.
Okay, so 62, 58,
Also just 74.5.
74.5.
block for a number.
I see that well.
238 exactly.
238 pounds. Now, Ivan, you just pick this one up and put it on.
198.
So 238 and 198. So it's 40.
Wow.
40 pounds. You're the closest. So we were trying to cheat, and the torque converter was still in that one, but the torque converter wasn't in this, so we're going to measure this one too. 39 pounds. It's exactly 40. So it weighs exactly the same.
So it's gonna weigh a tiny bit more with the fluid in it then.
Well,
It's a wash. Everything said and done, we're like 225 pounds lighter in the front, which is still significant. Now I just need to try and figure out how to blow this motor up so that I can do the all aluminum Hellcat 426. Let me drive it. Yeah, maybe Evan will drive it. He'll blow it up. Cross member all fabbed up, just finishing up some brackets on it. I'll weld it up and get it painted. Well, it's all welded up. I got it all ground. We're gonna do final fit. These brackets are gonna end up getting welded onto my frame. I got them both mocked up with a plate that connects these two. Get those welded, and then we'll be ready to paint, and we're good to go. Special delivery. We got our new custom two-piece driveline. No longer all rusty. So we got the Chevy end for the yoke going to the 4L80, and literally the only piece left for my original driveline. This is the part that goes to the rear diff. So our old driveline was one piece. This transmission is much shorter than what my other one was, so we're doing a two-piece driveline. So now we have a carrier bearing, and we actually got the factory bracket for this truck so that this carrier bearing can get bolted. But we got all the good heavy duty U-joints that should hopefully hold just fine against like 12, 13, 14, 15, 1800 horsepower. All right, so cross member is done. It's all painted. It's all nice and clean. I've got it all welded even to the frame. Everything's bolted together and done. We've got driveline in. All the exhaust is now back together. Starter is in. It actually took a couple of different starters to find the correct one that would actually work with this. I'm waiting on one more piece tomorrow for the driveline in the back. Then we'll get it off of the lift, move it forward so we can open up the doors. And then I've got a whole center console with the shifter and the cable and everything that we're gonna hook up. Hopefully we will be good to go and get this thing rolling. I'll show you the finished product for the shifter bracket that we have for inside on the column. So fabricated those and got them all painted and cleaned up. So these tops are going to be where we screw the actual shifter to, and then we will bolt these brackets down to the actual column itself, and that should lock it in nice. Weld it up. The tube's nice, ground it so it looks clean. Not actually going to see any of this, but at least it's pretty clean. That might actually be the right spot. Dude, that actually is amazing. That's like perfect spot. That's actually totally amazing. That grommet's even around it. It literally is in the perfect spot. So brackets are all done and hooked onto the shifter. I drilled and did all the riv nuts. All right here, this is all opened up. So we're gonna send this in. Should hopefully be for the last time. With all this fabrication stuff, it's always put it together and take it apart like 7-8 times. Run that through. Snaps now over it. We're gonna have to do some stuff up here to tie this in right, because somebody ordered one off of a newer car. Yeah, so there's our shifter. We've got, I already made this aluminum plate to actually go in here. We're gonna go test it though first, but there's our little shifter. It's nice and solid. We got this plug right here. This used to go to our old transmission that was all electronic. The truck would not start because it basically thought it was in gear. All of these plugs are unplugged from the transmission. If you hook up these 4 wires and run them down to a ground, which I've got them to a ground over here, it will basically fake the computer out to it being in park, and it will start up and run just fine. As soon as I did that, it started up and ran. I did go in with my HP tuners and turn the rev limit up for park, turn that up to 7,000 RPM so that it'll rev. So that is park. Then we got reverse, neutral, first, second, third, fourth. And that's a problem right there. Third, second, first.
Weird.
Problem that we've got, and see, this is going to be right back here. And the shifter right now is in park, and the shifter's way the heck up here. This needs to be back here.
Oh.
What are we going to do? Break the welder out. What else would we do? Inch and a half longer. It's what every guy wants.
Well, we were gonna put the wheels and tires on, but yeah, I think it's due for some brakes. So
yeah, brake pads are done. And I figured while we're doing all this, do some new brake pads. So we're gonna take the shop truck.
convenient cargo spot.
Yeah, that's about all we can fit in here. It's basically winter now, so I mean, we got to take the one car that's all-wheel drive. We got our Italian work truck. I mean, it was blocking the work truck. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
it leaves you one option.
only one option. This shifter's cold. I think I was sitting outside. Almost want to be like, like this.
We made it.
Evening shopping. Dodge Ram 1500.
Thanks, y'all. Yeah. Have a good night.
Have a good night, man. Is that the Bighorn Express Laramie?
It's the SLT 4-wheel drive. New brakes.
Package secured. People need to see just how bad these pads were. Yeah, I think it was just about time. I mean, there's just nothing.
And this episode of Road Garage brought to you by Duralast AutoZone. Not really.
Not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor at AutoZone.
You would like to sponsor, I would be gladly accepting donations.
So that's what they're supposed to look like.
Okay, well, we're gonna try and do our first drive. We're gonna see how it goes. We know it starts, and we did put it in gear. We went through and adjusted all the cables, all of that, so hopefully everything's gonna work right. So wish us luck. We have some fluid just that it got on the exhaust that was burning off. I should probably just check the oil real quick too, because I did lose a little bit of oil. Lots of leg room.
I was gonna say, talk about legroom. Look at this.
I gotta get rid of this shifter.
I think it's cutting timing or something.
Got some boost.
Yeah, you did. Oh my gosh.
It's making boost.
Yeah.
But that low end is like not happy. Gets up and moves pretty decent.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Just broke the drive line.
Oh no.
The hell broke?
I don't. Yeah, I can't. Can you see anything? Well, this is not really what we intended to happen, but yeah.
So I think we're gonna end the video here because somebody decided to try and foot brake it, and I broke something in the rear diff. So pretty awesome. We're gonna sign off right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I gotta try and fix this thing somehow.